So it's seeming to me like the year 2014, last year, um, was the year of booty, especially for the music industry. I mean, you had, so in particular, you had songs like "All About That Bass" by Megan Trainor, um, "Anaconda," of course, by Nicki Minaj, and "Booty" by Jennifer Lopez. One of them was very empowering, one of them was very controversial, and the other one was just plain horrible. Um, but really, it's all about. I mean, is it really any surprise, honestly, by this point, by this day, in age where music is getting more and more daring and vulgar and whatnot, especially with music videos. I mean, Anaconda, when it first premiered, it broke the internet, is what they that's what people say, and excuse me. Um, it was really a two-way street, sort of, kind of. I mean, there were those people who were like, man, that booty, and there were other people who were like, this is very degrading to women, and Nicki Minaj does not have to be doing all this stuff. She shouldn't be doing this stuff, to get attention, and that's all that she's doing it for. And with Jennifer Lopez, you know, I mean, is it really any surprise that she would be trying to get as much attention as possible? Honestly, but with songs like "All About That Bass," I thought it was really good. I have a review on it, of course. So if you want to know more, know what I think more about it, go check that out. But "All About That Bass" was really empowering song for a lot of women, I think. Actually, not just for women, but a lot of bigger people. The song, of course, the whole bass thing is metaphor for booty, but it's not so much about like big butts as it is like bigger people being more favorable than skinnier people. And I have a whole thing about that. Whatever, like bigger people shouldn't be saying that they're better, and skinny people shouldn't be saying that they're better. They should all be equal and should all love themselves equally. Even though society's vision of beauty is of course skinny, but that's neither here nor there. But it's weird how people get so up in arms about this stuff, and it's like it's really no surprise, honestly, by now. With the songs that people are putting out these days, even the ones that are more subtly sexual, or the music videos have some form of sexuality to them, but then it's like you have a music video like Anaconda or Booty, which is like taking it to that extreme, where it's like it's on that brink of almost being pornography, basically, which is what a lot of people have an issue with. It's it's a very, very thin line of like what's acceptable as a music video and what then becomes pornography with people singing and whatnot, or rapping or whatever. But um, it's I think it's just really strange just how much people want to bash these artists. Maybe they deserve it. I don't know. I mean, in my honest opinion, they have every right to do whatever they want to do with their art. Some people call it art, art, whatever. But people tend to get so up in arms about what these artists do, and they're not fans. And a lot of times they say, like, I don't care about whatever, but as soon as they do something, as soon as, like, Nicki Minaj puts up Anaconda, it's like, oh, that's terrible. We have to, say as many negative things about her as possible. So, I guess this is a little bit of a rant or something. It's just something that's on my mind, something kind of annoys me. Because, honestly, I have no problem with, Anaconda. Not the music video. It's very over-sexualized, but honestly, and it's not because I'm a guy, and it's like, oh, butts, whatever. It's just, in my honest opinion, I feel that artists have full reign to do whatever they choose to do, whether it be music, production, or, artists that they want to put on the track, featured artists, the music video direction, where it takes place, what they do in it, what they say in it, whatever, whatever they want to do. Booty, like I was saying, is not a good song, and the music video is worse. That's mainly because, while Anaconda was, it had that feeling of like, over sexualization. Um, it did have an element of artistry to it, I suppose. It took place in a jungle and stuff, and they had like the jungle garb and everything. So, in that aspect, it did have a bit of an artistic value to it, to a degree. It wasn't super artistic, but to a degree, it was. It had more art. It had more artistry than Booty. It certainly does. Booty is just Jennifer Lopez and Iggy Azalea shaking their butts in front of a camera for like 4 minutes. So, and All About That Bass, of course, is very mild. In fact, it's hardly anything at all. There is a bit of shaking of Booty, but it's not. They're fully clothed. They're like wearing skirts and everything that are like 50s skirts. It's a very 50s style music video, very 50s style song, girl group, doo-wop kind of thing. So they're not over sexualizing themselves. They're wearing these long, like to their knees skirts, sort of kinda. They're wearing shirts, skirts, dresses that are covering up everything in front and everything. So they're not over sexualizing themselves, but the song itself is about butts. So in that aspect, it kind of counteracts that whole over sexualization and not over sexualizing. So they kind of cancel each other out, I guess. But anyways, yeah, it's just something that kind of annoys me when people are like, they say they don't care about these artists, they don't, want anything to do with these artists, but as soon as like somebody drops something, new and rather controversial, they want to jump on that bandwagon that it's terrible and that they're going to antagonize these artists as much as they possibly can. So before you do that, take a really good look at what you're thinking about, what you're saying. Don't just jump on a bandwagon. Really think about what it is that you're saying about these artists. I just believe they have every right to do what they want. A lot of people don't agree with that. They think that they should cater to an audience that is not about that whole sexualization thing. They think that they should focus. They shouldn't be putting this stuff up because kids are going to see it. But that's just a thing about parenting. And if you're letting your kids go online and watch Anaconda, that kind of shows what kind of parent you are. But anyways, that's what's been on my mind. That's what's in my opinion. So anyways, thank you for joining me on this bit of a rant sort of thing. Look forward to more of these because I'm gonna